Wait, will we get copyright struck if we keep doing that?
Huh?
Yeah, we're unmuted now.
Ah, shit.
That might have been way too long. Whoops! Please don't sue us, Chaperone.
No, I don't. I think it has to be the official version of the song. It'll be like, you know.
I don't know. Apparently, YouTube is pretty sensitive when it comes to things. If people hum them too long or sing it too long, they'll. Oh, I'm dead serious.
I'm pretty sure that's not legal to copyright someone for humming.
Apparently, it is.
Nuh-uh.
It's enough to demonetize.
That's up.
But that's not why we're here today. Okay, well, today we're making a monster. So, if you may remember when we had created Amora the Raven a while back, we were thinking of backstory in the background. And we had an idea for her background. Her biological mother, and then where she's from, and then where she's from and what they believe in. And what they believe in is sirens.
Mm-hmm.
Sea mermaids that are evil. So we're making very pretty people who are also very angry.
Yeah, we gonna be doing some of that classic world building, some of that classic monster building, you know?
So real quick, let me switch over to my Krita, and instead of seeing this screen, you guys should be seeing something else. So let me actually switch it. Nope. Here we go. Perfect. All right. Here's what we're going to be doing. I'm going to come up with drawing in the background because, you know, why not?
I'm probably gonna also be drawing just on a screen. I need to find an eraser for that real quick. But, I will also be writing down the
Tip, if you don't have an eraser, use bread. I'm not even kidding, it works.
Oh, that's what they used to use in the 20s.
Alright, so, what ideas did we already have for it? We knew that we were going to have different... There were 3 in a herd.
Yeah, that,
Are we calling them a herd?
we should call them something cooler. I don't think a school is cool enough.
Mm-hmm. A pod seems more like whales, but it could also differentiate depending on their diet. But then, why would we specify the whole thing with one name, you know?
Something that we came up with is, I referenced...
A shank? A shank of sirens?
Hey. Let me explain what you meant by their diet.
Yes!
So...
Well, actually, that can wait. Let's figure it out.
No, I want to explain it. So, I took this from multiple things. Number one...
Inspiration is good.
Number one, amoebas, right? When they consume something, they are able to take parts of it and incorporate it into themselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
That process is known as phagogenesis. And I've only seen...
scientific names for
I've only seen one, like, fictional universe ever use it, right? And you're recording this, right?
Yes, I am recording this.
Okay, good. And that universe is Hunter x Hunter. And that's the Chimera ants, where whatever they eat becomes a part of them in their next generation, you know? Whatever the queen eats becomes a part of the next generation of Chimera ants. And
So, if they eat a little fishy here, they will gain, like, little fish tails and stuff like that, or traits from the actual fish.
yeah, I mean, either the...
These are going to be water-based, right? Unless there's, like, a rare tribe that did land-based that ate too many humans or something.
So I gotta ask you this. What?
That might be a good race. Sirens who ate too many humans and just became more human-like.
Yes, that could be a good one. And since they are connected to aberrations, it would finally give us an aberration race. However, I gotta ask you this.
Yes.
Should the phagogenesis be generational or during the developmental stage of the siren? Should the
Smaller words, please.
Like, should the parents eat something and their offspring gain those traits? Or should the offspring spring out with some traits from its parents, but then in its formative years, when it's eating things, it starts to gain those?
I like the second option because I feel like that's a way for them to get stronger in their own right. Like, you know, how like a caterpillar needs to eat a certain amount of leaves in order to transform into a butterfly.
Yeah.
Same kind of thing, except with hopefully without a cocoon. Though that would be interesting. No, wait, we already had something like that. The body is a cocoon. The eggs, right?
Mhm.
We're having them kind of like face huggers, where the sirens lure in humans to give them more human-like traits because they like their smarts, they like their foraging, and they know that's good for their young in order to get all the nutrients they need. So they physically lure them in like sirens, face hug them, capture them, and basically implant their eggs inside them.
We don't know how the face hugging works yet.
No, we'll come up with that later,
Yeah.
but it's definitely not going to be as romantic as people
It's not going
want.
to be freaky.
No, it's going to be like
it's gonna be
scary xenomorph type shit.
Yeah, it's going to be like
Something like, oh my god, they escaped! I lived! How on earth did I do that? And then later on, they're like, oh god, my stomach don't feel so well. And then it's
Go back to the water. I need to go back to the water. I must go back.
that
type
you know?
shit. Yes, exactly. So, because humans are good at finding nutrients.
I
in
love
food. They
Elder
have
Scrolls.
access to all these kinds of spices and different types of flavors.
I want this to be H.P. Lovecraft, but not racist, you know?
Fair.
I want this to be H.R. Geiger shit, you know? Except fishy. Like, Sebastian Silva's fishy.
I'm pulling a Steven with, like, you know, the cluster.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
But
get an
this way,
eraser
they come out of
and
the water, of course, with some traits of the parents and stuff like that. Like, first off, they're humanoid because the host is human.
However, generationally, after a couple generations, they should lose old traits, or else they're just gonna hone themselves into evolutional perfection.
Let's say after, like, maybe 3 or 2.
3, 2, 4.
Maybe, like,
Yeah.
a little. I feel like grandparents, nothing. Grandparents, a little bit.
But, like,
Parents, definitely.
if they keep all of the traits, they're just gonna hone themselves into either extinction or evolutionary perfection, which either way doesn't really work the best for a D&D
But
campaign.
it still gives way to a really powerful siren if need be.
Yeah, the big ones they should have. I'm gonna
Now,
get the
question.
sticky note. I'm gonna get the sticky note. What's the
I think
question?
there should be 2 different types of big ones. Big ones who have grown up in the deep sea, so they're bigger because they need to get bigger in order to withstand the pressure going against them. Or bigger because they have been eating giant shit like whales or megalodons.
Hold on.
Megalodon is a really rare one.
Hold on.
What if they found plesiosaurs?
Stop. Wait a minute.
Habitat.
Deep sea, surface. The surface one goes into long sleeping periods, and islands grow on them. Yeah?
Wait.
Yeah?
Like the deep sea ones rise up in order to like. Oh, that would also be a tactic. So when they wake up, they can implement their eggs.
They can just like and they can just have their mouth open to filter feed while they're asleep. You know?
Yeah,
Like
that's.
fucking whales do. They can eat.
Oh, this way they could still like do the face hugger thing with humans and stuff like that.
They're
But maybe,
huge. They're not gonna be able to.
no, but maybe like the plants and stuff growing on them would release spores or something like that all at the same time when they wake up or when they die.
It was a ritual thing, right?
Oh, yes it was. Yes it
Yeah.
was.
I'm gonna get the things from the lore.
That's a ritual thing. Because, you know, one big giant kaiju type thing residing deep under the ocean and stuff like that, you know? So would the island thing be like, oh, it's growing and stuff like that? Or would it be, oh, it's about to die? Or would it be like, I'm ready, and this is the period before the mating thing, and then I go back to my ocean and deal with my own shit?
What? Well, I thought there was going to be like 2 variants: the deep sea and then the surface.
Ooh, 2 kaijus?
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's shit. You want multiple kaijus, right?
I thought it was like the deep sea travels upward and then rests like right before mating season as like, you know, oh, this island appears, all the mermaids come and they reside at this island, creating a little like, you know, our differences don't matter. We must gather and feed this thing so we have a queen who resides at the bottom of the sea or type some shit, you know?
Maybe it could be like phases in their lifespan, you know?
Reasons why it could also be mistaken for an island is because like maybe to make itself grow enough to have, like, it could also be its gestation period where it has its, like, baby, but it's growing at the same time. The island is growing because, like, you know, some type of phenomena that's like a volcano. You know how when, like, lava reaches water, it grows a crust and shit, and wider island or something. We're diving too much into the big guy. Let's figure out the little guys first.
Let's figure out the little ones.
We wanted 3.
Yeah, 3 main ones, and we wanted their diet to be affecting how their siren magic works, their song.
Yes.
You know, they do the whole bard thing where they weave magic through song, but they do it through innate magic that they gain from their specific ritualistic diets.
But also, I feel like the species they feed on should be native to where they're from. Like warm oceans, cold oceans. What if it was a lake or a river or something? Like salmon? Fucking, those things are terrible. Salmon run. Good news, you guys are finally getting your salmon lings. Alright, so what is the main one gonna be called? Like the lurer, the killer, or the fog? Or what are we gonna call each of them? So lure, catch.
I want to call the one like a storm caller, but that sounds so familiar. I feel like it's from something.
Hey, look it up. That sounds like the name of a weapon or something.
No, it sounds like the name of like Ulfric Stormcloak or something. You know?
Okay. Ooh. Well, we set the fog bringers. These are the ones that we're coming up with a name for right now. And they produce a fog-like mist, which has an iridescent effect, which catches the light in order to make illusions more powerful. But the way they produce this fog is through song.
Yeah, they sing, and the magic that flows through their song manipulates the weather around them. It increases humidity, and it makes everything like suddenly flash cold and foggy and very, very sparkly, you know?
I'm searching up what 3 sounds do you need for a perfect harmony, because they work together to create the illusion. The more, like, you know, depending on which one is taken out, it'll probably be less effective and stuff like that. Like, you know, of course you still have the lure who works and like for the beauty and stuff, and the other one who works for the kill, but without the fog, the sailors wouldn't be fully, like, you know,
melody, harmony, and something else.
You need for a harmony. How to create a 3-part harmony. Let's see. How to pick out vocal harmonies. Jeez. Because if we base the names like Mist Alto or something like that, you know, that type thing, you know, bass, parts in a choir. There we go, that might be, you
Bass,
know.
harmony, falsetto, blah blah blah.
Oh, here's something I didn't know. A choir sings in 4 parts. Soprano, alto, tenor, and bass. Soprano is the highest part and is suitable for women and boys, usually before their voices break. So,
yeah, they used to castrate people before they hit puberty in order to keep their voices like that.
Alto is usually sung by women, or can be sung by male counterparts. The tenor is sung by men, but some females do have tenors in choir, so... And bass is the lowest part, and usually sung with men by lower singing voices. This ties right into the captain. Because... Okay, so it kind of ranges on a scale here. So my thing... Ooh. This would give it to the 4th one, because we said if there was no donors, extra like humans available for them to do their egg thingy, one of them, like clownfish, would change gender into a male so that their species could live on.
Wait, so
That could be the base.
That's the base.
The rare base. And of course, they don't kill the guy after he's done, so there could be a rare male out there that is the base. The low. Ooh.
Based
They're
on the
not really sought out for their ability to make more without humans. Of course, the grandfather thing. So, like, after like the great grandfather, they would probably be just like sneaky fish or something like that. But the men would also be sought out after because of their base abilities, harmonic abilities, kind of like, maybe they would be seen or revered to as holy or something, would be the ones to lead the, I don't know. Ooh, maybe they could have some part in the ritual. I don't know. It's something. So the base should always be men. But what would their voice ability be? We have the disguise, we have the kill, we have the fog. What would it actually be? The touch? No.
Wait, no, I don't think it was the hold on. Let's see, what did we have?
I just wrote down base, low, always men. Oh, man. Because that just plays into Mora's dad, kind of, and when he gains his voice, how he has this really low pirate's voice. Oh, wait! What if instead...
Okay, so we had the...
Sirens prefer to go after men, and, like, how they traditionally always go after men. They always tend to go after humans with the deepest voice. Wonder if there's a reason for that or something, It might be interesting to think about. That's why they say, the manliest of men always go out to sea.
I feel like they should be,
and that's why women have plot armor and usually never get lured in by sirens.
I feel like they should be indifferent to the gender of who they're consuming.
You know what? That's fair. That's fair.
Like, I don't care if it's a male cow or a female cow that was butchered to make my steak.
Huh?
Yeah.
Fair. Equality, bitch.
It's right there. So we had the illusion one, which
maybe the men would lead the strikers or the killers after them or something like that. Or would be spotters.
misogynistic.
Or the spotter? No, yeah, you kind of really... It's mostly a tribe of females. Why would it make any difference that the male would lead?
Yeah, the male shouldn't lead.
No. They are definitely there for
They're a
breeding
base.
purposes,
They're support.
but, like,
They're a base. They're...
Or maybe they're most sought after by groups and stuff like that because with the base, it's almost guaranteed kill every time. So they're mostly sought after.
Let me think to try and figure something out. So we have the illusion, which uses its song as well as its mystical glowy scales in order to make itself look as somebody desires.
Yes.
To lure people in. Then we have the one with the magic voice, who uses their enchantment magic to just sing out and draw people in. Just singing a song, whispers of...
But they were also the killers, right? The ones who would actually go up onto the boat and actually, like...
I'm not sure. I thought they all attacked at once. We'll figure that out in a sec.
I thought they would do that so, like, they're luring them in. Oh my god, let's flank them from behind so they can't escape. That type of shit.
Then we got the weather one. The fog, mist collar, or whatever.
Mist collar's not bad.
So what's missing from this dynamic? We have one to call them in, one to distract them, and
maybe the
one
men
to
would have a special...
obscure the view.
Maybe the men would have a special ability because the way I have it here, the lure is the high, the soprano. The catch is the alto. The fog is the tenor, and at the very end is the bass. Maybe the bass, like the men would have an ability to actually like go upon the fog thing a step further and bring storms or something, like lightning to strike down a ship or something.
No,
or,
I feel like
to capsize with a wave or something.
I feel like the mist collar should be able to do that. However, maybe the males could control the currents, the water,
Ooh, that's
so that the ship
Oh,
can't escape.
maybe the wind, because most ships use.
That's the fog one. They can do that.
Mm.
Or else it sort of narrows their magic down to something pretty useless.
Would technically controlling currents make wind spouts or whirlpools?
They can make whirlpools and water spouts.
Okay, that's interesting.
So do you think we should have the rare elusive male be in control of the currents, the tides?
I feel like that would be good, not only for catching like normal things under the sea too, but also for like, you know, sometimes recon or whatever, like for humans. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Okay, so
But the males wouldn't breed with humans; they would have to breed with the actual like.
yeah.
Oh, maybe. No.
Well, what I was thinking is, since it's sort of chest burstery, sort of like alienish, the males could have like their bodies suited specifically to have that experience happen on them multiple times. Like maybe sort of a membrane over their.
I was thinking like maybe the warden or something.
Intriguing.
Yeah, very intriguing.
What I'm saying is maybe like a
Maybe
membrane
born with like
in their.
jewelry in him, like I don't know,
What I'm saying is it's
like a thin membrane or something.
yeah, like a thin membrane over their chest and stomach area. Their organs are sort of compacted. Their bodies might get
Kind of
a bit
like how
longer.
male seahorses can have like birth over and over again.
But yeah,
with a pouch,
it's
you know?
like their chest is specifically meant to like burst and heal over to be like that type of, you know.
thin but flexible membrane. Oh god, I can only imagine that would be such a rare resource and sought after, like, thing that people would hunt for. It would be so rare if you think about it, because they can't have human interaction. Otherwise, like, men would not be born. And if people find a male and cut out that membrane and use it for something like royal cloth or weaving or something like that, or even just as like some sort of special tapestry or something like that.
It could be used
Very
in
valuable.
it could be used in rare grafting rituals, you know? Like
Ooh.
there's like small like cults in the D&D lore that use like troll blood to expedite the healing process or like graft dragon parts onto themselves. The scales and the membrane could be used in that to act as sort of like a cool healing skin, you know?
Plus, then mixed with the human thing, it would act like a little bit of like armor, technically too, because they don't have a giant gap that always like never heals itself and stuff like that. This thing heals
But
itself.
also for the design of the male, they should have like
A membrane?
one of those fish eggs, like the ones where you can actually see like the fish skeleton.
Yeah.
They should have something like that. That'd be cool. Sir John.
I'm writing the ideas first before I do that, you know? The rib cages should definitely be pushed off to the side a bit, but my thing is, what if they had two rib cages, like one over here and one over here kind of thing? What if they had two rib cages so they have that area for the birthing and stuff and it doesn't push against the heart or push against, like, you know, what they need to breathe?
Well, we had their bodies be elongated, I thought.
Yes, we did.
Because, yeah. In order to like...
Well, you did say they were kind of like mermaid-esque-ish. My brain just thought, like, you know, what is going to be the gap here in the middle? Because even if they get stabbed in that part and they're not pregnant, if the spear goes through the back, all that is just a little flesh wound for them.
If it goes through the back and hits their spine, that's a different thing, but, you know.
My brain is thinking, like, the spine would split off into two halves, kind of, when the female turns into a male and stuff like that, and goes around like this, and, like, you know, they gain an extra set of ribs, kind of like, you know, two spines, rib cage, here's a hole in the chest, like, you know, shoulder type thing, quadruple biceps. Will that appeal to you?
I just don't know how the fuck that would work. It's like actually, like, weirding me out, like... Imagining two rib cages, like
Lovecraftian horror you wanted, right? This is body dysmorphia, and like
I don't know how to draw that.
You don't?
No, because you don't explain it like how you're imagining it.
Here,
It's
let me
hard to.
make a quick sketch for you. Here are the shoulders. I will take the spine here. And it will...
Like, the ribcage closes off at the front.
Yes, it does. Not... Well, in this case, there's two rib cages, not like half a rib cage on one side, half a rib cage on the other. Otherwise, you still get the squishy parts off into the side and such. So let me, instead of putting the arms out front, let me put the arms out back. Yeah. I swear I'm doing a drawing.
Sebastian. No, it was Gabriel. I don't know if you really count as an emotion. What the fuck? You guys let Sebastian's soul listen. Being a fish is an important part of a person's lifespan. Fucking. I love pressure. It's a silly game.
Do fish have lungs?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, they're part human. Whatever. Well, I have to go up on land to breathe, right?
Depends. It depends.
Okay, then what I'll do is one lung over here, one lung over here, and then a water sac, and then the heart. I don't know. I'm not good at fish anatomy.
No. They do need a water sac in order to like float and sink. If
Really? I just made that shit up.
no, like certain fish need like the water sac because it's how they elevate and lower themselves.
Okay, like imagine like a normal human rib cage, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is what I'm imagining. Like, I'll draw this for the people at home and stuff like that. When the rib cage like physically like splits, part of the ribs on the bottom would migrate over to make the half of the other ribs on the other side of the rib cage. Like that. Just for the folks at home. Except they wouldn't be flipped 180 like that. Let me just, boop, 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 boop. Okay, so here, let me show you the one. So, like, it would split off like this. The rib cages would be smaller, but they would still protect the organs and such. The water sac, the heart, the little ribs, and each has a lung over here, so technically the tubes would elongate. But both spine just kind of splits off. It'll trail back and meet at the middle, so like, you know, the hips don't become all wonky and something like that. But technically, that would make for better agility in the water if you technically think about it. Be weird, you know?
I kind of get that, but the spine splitting into two, that's like...
I get that, but also at the same time,
I'm just happy.
I like the idea of being able to stab through it and not, like, you know, doing anything to it. You know?
I'm trying to figure out the logistics. That's all I'm doing.
How do you mean, like, if people can grow back bones, they can grow new ones. Technically, that's what
The
babies
spine's not just a bone.
do. No.
It's literally like the vital thing that carries every signal to your body. Like, you need a spine in order to live.
Mm-hmm.
So having two of them.
That would probably be what would heighten its abilities with the whirlpools and the water spouts. You had an idea?
I did. Okay. Epigenetics. That's the whole thing that allows a creature to do the whole gender switcheroos, right?
Yes.
Epigenetics is like...
I think it was a physical representation of its DNA splitting.
Hold on.
Sorry.
That is pretty cool, but I don't think that's gonna look the best in science. But anyways, as I was saying, epigenetics. You wanna know what that is? It's basically things in your DNA that are like switches that can be turned off and on. It's what allows rabbits to switch colors in the winter. It's what allows foxes to do the same. It's what allows human beings to, like, suddenly... what's the thing that we do? I gotta figure out an epigenetic.
Turn green when we're sick.
No. That's I think more of a biological, like physiological response. Like puberty, that's an epigenetic response. When we get a certain age, switch flips in, and suddenly we start producing certain hormones, certain things, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
That's an example of epigenetics. Somebody's hair color suddenly turning gray. You know.
Oh yeah, or like how kids turn out blonde, but then like turn into brunettes, or like and turn into black hair. Like you were blonde when you were a kid, and now you have like more like a dark brown hair with like, that type shit.
Just remembering that TikTok, just like people who used to be blonde will just avoid being called anything but blonde at all costs. Like
I'm obsidian blonde. I'm dirty blonde.
just say it as it is. You have black hair.
Yeah.
You have black hair, Pookie.
That's it.
But
My brain just realized something. With the way the rib cages would be shaped over the men and stuff like that, their bodies would literally be shaped like trophies. They would be trophy husbands, trophy wives. I'm sorry, that just like
okay.
popped in my
But
head.
also, what I'm saying is, epigenetics also does the salmon thing, and you know how big of a biological change that is? Which means epigenetics can potentially do the whole, like, sudden growth of, like, limbs and stuff.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is with this, maybe its body does so much work into, like, doing the whole trying to keep the thing alive that its ribcage splits in half and it gets more brain mass, so it sort of splits into two, so it can focus.
Which
on
also
different things
makes
at the
up
same
for the
time.
lack of a human host, because their main thing is gathering resources and their brain power, which is why they seek after humans.
Mm-hmm.
Let me cut this out and put it on a new page. So edit, cut, paste. These slides. Got it.
Sorry.
I imagine a type of invasive snake species, like sea snakes, that'll just quite literally chew their way through the membrane and act like a parasite and quite literally live inside the chest of this male host and have their babies or something. Like, imagine 1,000
Okay,
baby
but-
snakes sprouting forth from someone's chest. That's also terrifying.
You gotta think that with these creatures, the baby would definitely eat the snakes.
If there was no baby in them at a time,
If there's no baby
They're
in
not
'em at the-
constantly pregnant at
Yeah.
a thing. They need recovery time. They're not monsters.
Mermaid Emperor. He just invented Mermaid Emperor.
Oh, I heard about this lady. She wants 100 kids by the time she's 50.
That's
Yeah. It's quite physically impossible. She already has 7. She had one from before marriage, but she married a guy, and now, a rich guy, and now she has the money. She's having a bunch of kids. She had 6, and she has a whole bunch at the same time because like IVF and donors and stuff like that. So she literally hires donor women to have her children, and she hires a bunch of live-in nannies and stuff like that. So I think right now she's up to 30 kids or something. So, and apparently she has like
bro is
5 a year, maybe 9.
trying to be the female Genghis Khan. What the fuck?
Right? She's gonna raise an army of her own, like, dude.
Like holy fuck.
I guess she's going for a world record.
Like, okay, literally you don't understand how insane Genghis Khan was. We're related to him. It doesn't matter who is on the planet, unless it's a tribe from South America, unless it's somebody from South America who had zero contact with, the freaking Genghis Khan's empire.
Oh, like that remote island that quite literally kill people when they come onto it
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Like,
Unless it's
no
a remote
terror.
island like that, you're related to Genghis Khan. Unless you're from one of those places, you're fucking related to Genghis Khan.
Is that where blue eyes come from?
I don't know. Basically, he killed like 90% of the world's population, and then fucked enough to replace it. Because he was he okay. This was
But like, do we have to?
he took advantage of the first invention of the bow and arrow on horseback, and he took over the largest landmass possible, like Europe, Russia, the entire area. He just took that over.
That area, well, continent, I want to say, you know,
Yeah,
because
and even more out of the continent. So he killed a bunch of people. He fucked a bunch of people, and
How did more people not know about this? I'm only hearing about this really just now.
this was like so long ago in human history. He basically just like he single-handedly halved the world's population and then replaced it because he was like he couldn't keep it in his pants.
That is scary.
I know. It's like,
That is really scary. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
how did this man exist, Genghis Khan?
I don't know. Imagine just someone. Oh God, I shouldn't say that or give any people ideas. Like, imagine a billionaire so powerful enough that they could just physically kill like everyone except for all the women and just make them have like all their children or something like that. Just because like I am perfect, everyone must be like me or some shit. Like these are all my possessions. Something
I
like
think
that.
that's actually a dystopian horror novel.
Why did my first thought come to Human Centipede? That's not how that works. Anyway. God, wait. That is, That's a gross thought. Okay.
Yeah, don't say it if it's too gross.
No, it is. It is very gross. Okay, so let's drop the subject of Genghis Khan, and let's, okay, so, I guess let's figure out. Okay, so we have the men, we have why they have two spines, and we have the, you know, the thingy, the chest bursty thing. So, typhoon, water spouts, should we just leave them for now, and then come back, and go back to the tenor, alto, and sopranos?
Sure, yeah.
Alright, sounds good. New thing. Alright. Maybe it would be like the fog, like ones are the ones who usually turn into males, where like, you know, it would be quite rare for them to run out of fog ones, and they would just like, you know,
Yeah, that would make sense with the the powers, because, you know,
we can't have them be completely invulnerable, you know, be like, oh, now now the war ones can have a male form too, you know? Like, no, if all the fog ones are gone, that species is probably gonna die out.
Huh?
If there's no humans, I mean.
well, what I'm saying is it makes sense because if the male ones can control the water and the
Yeah.
other ones can control the weather, yeah, it makes physiological and magical sense.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Because the power could have just built off of the previous one, you know?
Yes. Okay, so what are we gonna call the fog species? I like the idea of mist, but mist what is the question?
Mistress. That's stupid.
Mist rests. We don't rest. Mist restlessness. No, that's way too much of a. Think people. What would they think when they would see like a humanoid mermaid sea creature singing and spouting fog from their mouths? Like, what would be like a name for it? Like, you know,
Would it look like spouting fog from their mouths?
cloudbringers?
Would it look like bringing fog from their mouths?
I would assume kind of like Catnap from Poppy's Playtime, just kind of.
I don't think it would be like that. I think they would sing, and
Maybe it would
as
also
the
come out of the gills.
no. I think they would sing, and as they're singing, the song itself starts to materialize the mist. So it looks like it's coming out of their mouth, but it's coming out of the song.
Ah, got it. So then, maybe that could be something as part of their name as a misconception. You know, being like, oh, the fog doesn't actually come from their breath. It comes from their song. You know, that type thing. But if you're far away and you're seeing this, you're not gonna think that cloud breathers. You're not gonna think that, oh, they actually breathe out mist, they breathe out fog, they breathe out like clouds and stuff. No, it's just gonna be like, you know, unless you got really close and survived, you wouldn't know.
Siren Tempest.
A Tempest is a death song. Maybe that could be the name of their herd. A Tempest of Sirens.
Yes.
Yes. No, a Tempest isn't a death song. A Requiem is a death song. A Requiem of Sirens.
Mm-hmm.
A Requiem of Sirens. Requiem. I cannot really say Requiem right. Requiem. I feel like I have to pull up my lip. Requiem. Correct.
I just pulled a JoJo's reference.
I didn't hear it, so you're good. Okay, not sure. Alright, so then fog ones. What part of a Requiem would they be? Well, we did say they're tenors. Should we put, like, tenor breathers? Because they technically breathe. Alto slashers.
Sorry, fucking
Soprano illusions.
So
Maybe that would be the name of what they actually do, like soprano illusion. You know, that type thing, you know, like maybe what they would actually do, you know? Like alto spear or something.
no, but like, what are the three things? Melody, harmony, and what? It's bass.
No, because bass is part of the actual thing. I don't know the name of it, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna search up the name of Barney's, like, kid friends.
Nah.
Barney characters. Or,
It wasn't Barney.
no, it was
Songbook. Fucking. You already know we were homeschooled. Fucking.
Big Boo's song. Salty, the singing songbook. I always had a really creepy feeling when I would look at it. It's like, I feel like you're a pedophile.
Mm-hmm. And, like, it was icky. It was yucky.
It was.
It was gucky.
Oh. This is, These characters, that's interesting. Okay, let me see here, because I'm seeing more characters. Of course, the lady was named Saltrina.
Brr.
Melody, harmony, rhythm.
Can we do that?
Yeah. Wait.
So, I feel like the fog would be the rhythm.
Yes.
And the melody would be the main one, the one that they see, the scales.
The lore.
And the harmony would be the unseen singer.
Yes.
Who does, like, yeah.
And see, they are the silent killers. Well, in a way, they still sing, but I feel like if they were to, while they're singing, like, maybe that would make, like, you know, them do more damage or something. Kind of like a battle cry, or like a war song, you know?
Yeah.
I definitely spelled rhythm wrong. I'm actually curious. Now, I have a gross feeling when it starts out. PSA book canceled. And let me say why. Why was
If it's for the exact
Okay.
reason you were expecting, that would be fun.
basically it's a weird ass guy dressed as a songbook singing with kids and his weird rat friends. Let's see. I don't know Salty, but I know Gospel Bill and the Donut Man. I don't know.
What the fuck?
I don't know who that is, but
That sounds like a fucking shit post. Gospel Bill and the Jump.
I feel like it was a horror movie. It was so weird. I'm glad people finally, you know. Oh God, people are like, I have to joy. No! Oh God! What? Oh, apparently there is a KKK joke in there. I think.
Oh hell no! What the fuck, man?
Apparently the war had something to do with like, oh, the kid's mother was in the hospital because of mental illness or something, and I'm like, I don't know. So, the uncensored life of Salty. You know, I'm tempted to. I'll look at the comments just to see, because
Yeah, that gives me a bit more time to.
Oh, God.
Because
oh God. Oh wait, this is a parody song. Some guy literally dressed up as a fake Salty. Obviously, it isn't a real one. Or God, I have this gross feeling in my heart that I get every time I look at certain like YouTubers or creators, and then that later get found out were pedophiles or something like that. You know?
the Mr. Beast feeling.
Yes, the Mr. Beast feeling, the dream feeling. I had that in the dream feeling. The other characters were like, oh, okay, whatever, you know, that type of thing. I felt it with Wilbur a bit, so I listened to his one song, and I listened to it over and over, and then like, wait a minute, this feels a little bit too real. I'm just gonna back off from this whole thing, and then I didn't. That's why I was never too interested in the Dream SMP, or how I'm still not
that's
there.
why you
I'm
listen-
still not interested in it because there's still that feeling when I go back in there. I have a feeling one of them is still kind of disguised in weird.
Tommy doesn't give me that feeling.
Mm,
Tommy is honest.
in just a little bit, I get it, but more than enough that it's a good feeling. I feel like maybe he's done some weird stuff, like not creepy stuff, like weird stuff.
The
that's
weird
like,
stuff that you're getting the vibe from is legally marrying his best friend for a bit.
yeah, that feels a little bit rapey. I'm sorry.
What?
It feels a little bit like that, like involuntarily. You know, it was a little bit.
It was unwanted. It
Yes.
was like, yeah, but it was funny. They both look back on it and laugh. Although Tubbo is just like, you're never getting me to sign anything ever again.
Yeah, that's fair. You know, it's a distrust thing, but you know,
Also,
I get that feeling.
Also,
like,
Tommy's girlfriend is just like, dude, why the fuck did you marry your best friend? What the fuck?
no, like I get that. I'm like Logan Paul from the very beginning,
Oh, he was
mine and
hell no.
everything. Absolutely.
Logan Paul's a psychopath, legitimately.
Oh, legitimately, I know he has
No,
talked
like-
to children. I swear to God, he has. Absolutely.
No, he's literally diagnosed with psychopathy.
It's insane, but there are gut feelings that you can't explain that just fucking happen.
Do you
know?
still have one about Germa?
I'm not sure. I haven't seen enough of him in order to know.
I think you told me that you had an ick from him once, but I'm not sure. But anyway, it's not about sirens, right? You're searching something up.
Yes, I am.
Matt Patton. Matt Patton never gave that feeling. He retired without ever touching kids.
Yeah. Well, he's still doing Game Theory Live, but still.
You know, yeah.
Freaking.
He will eventually.
If you
retire.
say you're retiring, don't partially retire.
He's easing out of Game Theory Live, you know? I'm pretty sure he's gonna slowly get himself a place on Game Theory Live so he can do his thing with it.
Yeah. Oh, okay, so, oh man. You know, I didn't even know rhythm existed. I just thought it was melody and harmony.
Nope.
Well, we have a call from Mother. Actually, you can take it from here. I will step out of the room.
Oh, alright.
And I'm gonna go get more cream puffs.
Fair. Bring me one, please.
Hello, Mother.
Okay, so when it comes to sirens, I'm really thinking of Sebastian Solis vibe from Pressure, because I just love his design so much. But I also want to lean into some more of the, creepy dystopian, not dystopian. I just use that word sometimes. Some of the creepy, gothic mermaid things, I want them to be attractive in an uncanny way. Because they're sirens, they're supposed to be alluring. And one of the things we have written is that their jaws are, able to open up and unhinge so they can, better consume their prey. And what it has is, on the sides of their mouth, their cheeks have, scores and they're basically able to close up so it looks like a normal-ish smile with a sort of thin line going across the face, and then they just open up their jaws to reveal rows and rows of teeth so they can just tear their prey apart. It's it's like the I want to say sharks, but penguins would also be a better example of it, because when penguins eat things, they have rows and rows of spines to keep it in their body, so nothing can escape them. I think that's what sort of mermaids kind of have for smaller fish, but they will tear apart humans. That's the main thing I'm seeing, And with this whole thing, it's it's gonna be spooky. It's gonna be underwater cults of evil merfolk, and in towns of sea elves and tritons or whatever. There's just gonna be tons and tons of disappearances, all because of these guys. They're spooky, they're scary, they're genuine threats. They're lore filled. They have more lore than you could fit inside of a jelly donut of lore. And it's absolutely scrumptious, Finish up this drawing a bit. I'll have Amaris share this drawing on her account or channel or something later, maybe. I don't know. I like it. It might not be worth it, but it depends on how it goes. So yeah. So with the sirens, right? There's gonna be the main three, and the males are gonna be rare. So when it comes to the main three, they should be efficient, right? I'm trying to think of how their strategies work. Oh, just switch my cat. Oh, stinky man. Goober, goober. So sirens. 3 of them. Ambush. Let's see, which one was which? There's the rhythm. The fog one would call the weather, and they would use their magic to make the weather worse, make the weather more unsightly, and they would sort of swim around the ship, creating sort of a surround sound effect that makes the ship engulfed in fog, and it alerts the crew if they know what they're doing. Because the rhythm song is not, magical in the same way as the other siren songs. It creates the weather. It forces the air to bend to the will of magic, and it will, change it. It'll do some elemental plane of water shape, and as it swims around doing its surround sound effect, it will feel like it'll scout out the ship for weak spots, places to tear into the hull. And the other. The other ones. The one who sings. I feel like they would also... Yeah, I feel like they would also swim around to create the sort of surround sound effect, but after the other one already creates the thought, you know?
Hi. Okay, so I'm gonna go downstairs and help Mom bring up her instruments. We have an hour left of stream because I want a half hour to just relax and stuff, you know. So, hey Shadow, what's up? Do a little fist bump with him. Name stuff we already know. Like maybe talk a little bit more about the kaiju because we have very much.
Yeah. Okay. So the other singing one will swim around the ship and do the surround sound thing too. But it'll...
Surround sound. That's a perfect way to describe it.
Okay, the weather one does that and surrounds it with, like, the weather. And that's the main warning that you will ever get if you're in a siren situation. Eerie singing and the weather suddenly turning.
Yes. Like
And then-
most
Yeah.
things, you know.
And then the other one will start swimming around. And that's when people will start to get entranced. That's when people will start to, like, lose focus and stop what they're doing and then go to the
Start
edge of the ship.
looking around for something. And then the illusion, the shadow master, whatever you want to call it,
that
is the one that actually captures their attention.
Yeah, the main melody one. That's gonna be the one who's like sitting on a rock or something, or a reef, and doing their whole
The one
song.
that causes the Diego and Sid kiss scene.
Yeah, the one that causes Diego and Sid from the Ice Age franchise to make out passionately.
Granny! Come to me, Granny!
Oh my god. That was a banger of a movie.
Was a banger.
I mean, I didn't like the one with the space stuff, but I love the Continental Drift. I mean, it gave us some of the most banger songs in, like, the Ice Age franchise, I guess, so. Let's see, where are we? Oh yeah, so she wanted me to tell about the kaiju, right? So, the kaiju we came up with as sort of like a ritual that they would do to sort of like try to bring forth a more powerful deity of theirs, you know? And what it does is it creates, is like, they get a giant creature and they all like infect it and like keep it restrained and all that stuff until their queen, their kaiju goddess queen thing, whatever, can like be born from it. It'll like, they do a large ritual that allows them to infect it, you know, with something that won't be killed immediately by the giant immune system. So whatever they infect will have some of the traits of what was infected, but mainly it'll be just like super powerful. It'll be Cthulhu-esque, you know, like how Cthulhu gives Dreamers of the Coast some visions of Rilea, the city of the Great Old Ones, you know, like how that happens. That'll be like happening with the Great Siren Queen, but it'll like cause mass like sleepwalking, like sleep paralysis type shit on the coasts. It'll cause some major freaky shit to happen. Like, not freaky in the freaky sense, but you know, the freaky, the scary, spooky shit, you know? It'll cause all that eldritch shit to happen on the coasts, and yeah, basically it will be oftentimes dormant in the deep, deep sea, but other times it'll be seeking, hunting, and as we discussed earlier, we could have a developmental phase of its life where it lives as an island. It filter feeds, it just floats on the surface. Maybe it could be a later lifespan. We have to discuss it since we both created the monster. I would like to do that. We haven't really talked about the stats because, you know, I feel like making stats for something like this would be like way it would take a lot because we're making multiple types. And so what I will do for like the phagogenesis thing is I'll do something that is pretty rare for D&D, but it makes a lot of sense. I'll have a table for sea animal features, and depending on which one you roll, depending on where you roll, you can have different traits. The cream puffs are amazing. So if it's like small, if it's like a normal, what's it called? Requiem. If it's a normal requiem of them, they would probably have like 2 or 3 traits from the table each.
Pick your cream puff.
Yeah. They probably have 2 or 3 what are they called? Traits from the table each. What I was saying is we'd make a table for traits of these creatures and roll on it each time they like come up and.
Kind of like how you could do with tieflings and they have short horns, or fangs, or like.
Yeah, that's optional though. This would actually affect gameplay.
Oh.
Because.
Like bigger fins or something like that would make them. You
Make
know.
it faster and. These things are supposed to be extremely unpredictable, extremely adaptable. Their apex power or sheet.
Would all of these be applicable to each type? Or okay.
However, sorry, I just pulled a match on.
Would it be like a D8 or something? Or a D20?
I think there's enough sea creatures we could go for a D12, and if we're lucky, 100. But what I'm saying is the average, what's it called? Ooh, or we could have a already pre-built ones that are for different areas, different regions, like desert climates, or yada yada yada. But the big kaiju one would get to roll in it like an absurd number of times, and it would get a trait from whatever it was born from, you know? Like how they wrestle down like a giant or a whale or a dragon or something and force it to like be a part of the ritual and stuff like that and have the creature burst from it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I explained that to them. But they should have a main big trait from that creature, and then like 5 traits from the list. Yeah.
Do you have any idea for these traits?
I have tons of ideas. Let's go dolphin. It could have dolphin fins and a boost to intelligence. Even though dolphins are kind of shit, we hate dolphins in this household. Dolphins are evil and horrible creatures. But they're fast at swimming. And they're intelligent, even how evil they are.
So like plus 10 speed, plus 2 intelligence?
Yeah, plus 10 speed, plus 2 to intelligence. That would be good. Then we could go... Are you writing this down?
Yeah.
Nice. We could go anglerfish, right? That would give them a more advanced tearing, ripping attack, like,
Sharper claws and fangs.
it would give them...
Or like spikes along them or something.
It would give them a spike... No. I think a lionfish would give them spiky body. It would give them poison. But, they would get sharp teeth.
So unarmed attack would do more?
Yeah, their unarmed strikes would do more. And they would have advantage to any, what are they called? What check would it be for their...
Unarmed strike plus 1, plus 2, or?
What kind of check would it be for their illusions?
Dark vision?
That's not a...
Oh, for illusion. Well, I feel like that would, reflect off their scales and make it look better, you know?
No, what check would they make? Like...
Deception?
Deception, maybe. Maybe they just
I
get.
might write down.
Maybe they should, with the anglerfish thing, they get advantage on. Maybe they get to cast silvery barbs because they can distract a player momentarily. That's a spell that would fuck people over. They could cast silvery barbs. They have sharp teeth, and it would give them a +1 to crit.
Okay. Let me rewrite charisma because dang.
Just go John. That's the abbreviated form for you advanced. Yeah.
Now we said we wouldn't just have fish-like things. Like we could have octopi and stuff too. +1. Okay. So I'm thinking, these are ones that are not a lot like touched upon, but I feel like they should do. Vampire squids. I love these little guys.
Intriguing. What are their special features?
Well, they got 2 little glowing eyes on the top of their heads, which decoys as their eyes. So it's a fake set of eyes in reality. They've got a webbing of spikes underneath their tentacles, and all their tentacles are encased in like a skirt type thing. Ooh, maybe those would be really good as like decoy ones, because then they could go up on land and pretend to be a maiden because of their skirt.
Yeah, they could. Ooh, number 1. That's right.
Yeah.
They could just have glowing. How would that affect combat?
Well, it's also to help them see in the dark too.
Yeah, I mean, dark vision is something everything has.
I wrote down vampire fish instead of squid.
Vampire squid, they would have an ability like thorns from Minecraft,
Ooh.
where when they get hit, they deal a certain amount of. Is it poison damage?
No, it's not poison. The spikes actually come out of their body. It's like barbs.
Ooh, so piercing damage.
Yeah. +1 piercing damage?
+1? No.
Or is it just
Be like,
piercing damage?
It deals 5 points of piercing damage if they are hit with an unarmed strike, or or hit with an unarmed strike. They deal like 5 extra or something piercing damage. Not 5. I mean, we can tweak the balances later.
Yeah.
And so they would have.
And of course they have ink that shoots out, which is actually glowing ink in some cases.
Glowing ink that could temporarily blind people.
That could also, like, if the illusion or like the lure one needs to get away in a quick pinch, like one of the other ones, or that one could squirt that out and create a decoy in a way that'll go away after some time, like go away with the mist.
An illusory.
So kind of like double team.
Yeah, an illusory self. Yeah. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, with this varied of abilities, it might have to be a decoy.
I wrote down illusory self because I like that.
Yeah, that's good. Lionfish.
+1 to acrobatics, maybe.
I like lionfish. They're big.
Yes,
babies.
lionfish are a great one.
They do the thorn things, but they have a paralysis poison.
Yes. Okay, so how would that be? These things are sharp. They can go through diver suits. So, yeah.
1d12 poison damage and con save or else paralyzed.
D12 poison damage?
Yep.
And what was the other thing?
Constitution save or else paralyzed. We'll come up with the DC later.
I like how we're writing down the abilities instead of also just the description and stuff like that, because, like, people can make characters and interpret them how they want and how they look and stuff like that. Like with the dolphin features, maybe they have a more of an elongated face instead of like fins.
Yeah.
Or like with the lionfish and stuff like that, maybe it's their hair that looks like lionfish quills and not the whole body, Types of things.
Wait, did we, the D12 poison damage, did we do that for,
Lionfish.
Did we do that for, Thorn's ability? Because it should be a Thorn's. Where they...
I think we did 5 points piercing damage for Vampire Squid.
You should up the piercing damage.
Okay, how many?
D10.
1d10.
But we should have the lion thing, a lionfish, also do a thorns type thing because, you know, if you're punching a lionfish, you're gonna get stung.
Okay. Well, I feel like that's also then that also along with the poison. D10. 1d10 piercing. Okay, so then number 5, we need another species. Oh, we need sharks. We absolutely. I want a whale shark first. Technically, it's not a well, it's a shark and a whale kind of thing, but like, you know, I want whale shark. They're big and they filter feed, so they don't need to like do that. Maybe like they take less time to recharge on long rests. No, this is an enemy.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like,
not, they don't really take long rests.
yeah.
Let me search up whale sharks.
Yeah. Those things are pretty.
Catfish. Shadow Man.
Little catfish.
They are quite strong. Should like, you know, +1 strength or something.
Could be
Maybe +1 to charisma because of the.
maybe they go up
you know.
a size category and gain like big constitution.
Turn from
effect.
medium to large, like, you know.
A medium creature to a large. Nature man, don't harass him, Eris. Stop it. I can't stop him.
Okay.
He's gonna harass you. Let me search up whale shark.
Hi. How you doing?
Oh yeah, the whale shark isn't.
It's either a shark or a whale, and I can't remember.
No, it's a fish.
Oh yeah, that's right. Whoops.
Well, technically, sharks are fish, so it's technically a shark.
Nice, Stinky. What you doing?
Sharks are technically fish, so it's technically a shark, but it acts more like a whale than a shark.
Yes.
Mm,
On ups.
they're filter feeding.
Size category. What am I doing there?
Yeah, they hold records for size in the animal kingdom.
+1 strength.
+1 strength, +2 con, and then its size category is large. And
Yeah, up size category.
wait, let me check the. How many feet is in a meter?
I don't know. You'd have to look that up. Instead of upsize category, let me just large creature.
Holy fuck! These things can get to 59 feet long.
Yeah, they're huge.
Fucking
They're
massive,
really huge.
chunky boys.
Super huge.
Let me map that up in my brain.
Oh, listen to this. We've got kitty purrs. I don't think the mic can pick that up, but he's sitting on my lap, purring and having a grand old time. Oh, how dare you?
On average, they're 10 meters.
10 meters long. A meter is about like, you know, if I stretch out both of my arms, you know? Probably a little bit less, like maybe like minus a hand or two. But like, you know, that's pretty dang long.
Yeah, that's. Well, according to this.
That's
calculator,
longer than this
32
apartment
feet.
building.
32 feet.
32 feet. They can get up to 59 feet, you said though.
32. These images. Holy crap. So the medium size category. Okay. They would be huge, because I'm not about. Yeah, they'd be huge, because it's 16 to 32 feet. Size category huge. And then the. What's it called? The kaiju would be colossal. So say on the whale shark one, change size category to huge.
So not large, huge.
Yeah.
Alright. Alright. Okay, then what other catfish? I'm sorry, I looked at Shadow and I thought catfish.
That's what I was thinking earlier, but
Okay.
wood catfish.
Plus one to taste.
Catfish. That's one to taste. The knowledge of the universe.
Maybe what if we took this a little bit more ironically? Catfish, maybe they have some sort of shape changing ability.
Ooh, maybe this one can actually go on land temporarily.
Well, technically they would. Oh, yeah.
So.
Well, for longer periods than normal, because like obviously they have to get
Yeah.
up onto the ship to.
But no, this one can form legs.
Hmm?
But this one can form legs.
Shape change legs.
Shape change legs has to return to the water every 16 hours. And that's jellyfish. How could we do this?
16 hours land time. Maybe like if we go into the shape change legs, they can only shape change your legs every time they touch water or something. So like they change their legs to human. Oh, I can't change my legs into horse legs or something until I go like this. Because they said they would go after other animals too. Yeah. But also catfish, they have those long whiskers for finding stuff, don't they?
Yes.
So what would that
Plus 2 to perception.
plus 2 perception?
Now what I'm thinking is jellyfish. How would we do that? They would get a electric stinging attack.
1d6 electricity, or like every time.
Let's go.
Or my thing was like 1d4 electricity, because like zap, 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 zap. But they're also poisonous, technically. Venomous poisonous, because that's how Steve. No, I'm thinking of stingrays.
No. What are they called? Jellyfish are poisonous. There's actually a type of jellyfish in Australia that if you get stung by it, you become extremely suicidal.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's just because it's that much pain, or you
No,
just.
it's like a chemical response in your brain that it literally convinces you to just give up on life.
Maybe it would have like all rolls you do after you get hit by it is at a disadvantage for a certain amount of time.
Intriguing. Let's think about this. Is there a condition for that?
We made up one for the and for the thorns thing. Kind of.
Where?
1d10 piercing.
It's not made up.
Oh, okay. Kitty's laying on my arm.
Maybe, after getting stung, well, it's 2d6 plus 4 poison damage. Let's go with that.
2d6 plus
Wait,
4.
2d6 electric damage plus 4 poison.
Wouldn't that be better for an electric eel
Yeah, let's go full poison on this.
than 2d6 poison?
Yeah, 2d6 poison plus 4. 2d6 plus 4 poison, that's it. Let's go it. What
Would it lose intelligence since jellyfish technically don't have organs or brains? Or wisdom, maybe? -2 wisdom.
Okay, I'll come up with something for this. But after being stung, you have to make a Constitution saving throw, or else you become lethargic and lose 10 points of speed and gain disadvantage to melee attacks on each turn. You can fight this condition each turn if you want.
Constitution saving or lethargic.
Yep.
And -10 speed.
Mm-hmm. Lethargic is the -10 speed and disadvantage.
Okay.
And for a thing about the jellyfish, let's have them be. Let's not then.
I like the idea of them having ribbons off of their like
Yeah.
body. But of course, that's also up to interpretation. Maybe they would have like a
Yeah, their
dome
hair.
hat or something.
Maybe their hair could be like ribbons. And
Yes.
but anyways, the mindless thing, right?
Yeah.
Let's think about this. How about it doesn't like really affect them until it's like, ooh,
Disadvantage on wisdom.
disadvantage on wisdom and intelligence saving throws. However, they are unaffected by loss of any part of their body. Whether it be head, limbs, they can still keep going.
Tempted, but then how would you defeat it?
Yeah, when they run out of hit points.
We're running out of space for the jellyfish, so let's just leave that like minus 1.
Yeah.
Wisdom and minus 1 intelligence.
Starfish.
Sorry.
Or.
Now, I feel like this would be funny. Humu humu nuku nuku aqua as.
What special features do they have?
I believe they have a trigger at the end of the so that they can wedge themselves into tight spaces and not be able to come out so predators can't get them. But that's not exactly good for a siren though, is it? I know parrotfish can change color. And they like eating algae and stuff.
Parrotfish.
Clownfish are immune to anemones and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
like, you know.
clownfish are immune to poison and electricity. That would be good.
Alright, then let's do clownfish.
Poison and lightning damage are immune to. Stop this screaming for you. Sorry, the fucking villager news.
Sorry, I tried giving him a yarmulke.
Oh my gosh.
The little round hat. That is what they're called. I know it. Alright. So clownfish, immune to poison, or do they have like higher constitution or something? That's right?
Immunity to poison and resistance to shock damage. Lightning damage, that's what it's called.
Resistance to lightning?
Yeah, resistance to lightning. For a clownfish, you said?
Yeah.
And,
Okay. Then there is one more thing I feel like. There's stripes, right? Not only are they used for blending in into the surroundings, but they're also used just to attract mates and stuff like that. Maybe would they be better at, and would they like be better at like stealth or something? Or like,
they'd be horrible stuff.
okay.
Maybe in coral reefs.
Man, every break. Okay. Nature, maybe? I don't know.
And clownfish, let's see. We could just give them an innate sense of direction. Like they cannot become lost.
Maybe.
Because Finding Nemo.
Tempting. You know what? Let's leave that for now, and then we'll come back to it if we think of something. Okay, but we need sharks. We absolutely need sharks.
Yep.
Okay, so great whites. I feel like they can also have an opportunity for a subclass that can megalodon kind of thing. Like, you know.
Great whites are just big puppies.
They are. But also, I like the idea of them becoming huge.
So the megalodon would be huge like the whale shark, but it would be more violent. It would have more.
Well, should we write down great white? And then,
Great white would
like,
be large. Great white would be a large category. The megalodon would be huge category.
yeah. So should we have like roll a d8 or something like that? If it's a 3, then it's a megalodon. Or something, you know?
Yeah, if you roll just.
Roll a d20. If it's 7, it's a megalodon. Because megalodons are unheard of, basically. Super, super rare. You know?
Yeah, if it's 20, let's go. Because, you have to roll an extra man.
Yep. Get out. I need room for my arm.
Stinky Mr. Man. He's sitting there on your lap. Oh, he looked at me when I said that. You don't like me calling you a Stinky Mr. Man? Baby man? Oh, yeah, you stand up. Uh-huh. What are you gonna do about it, Stinky Man? Stinky Man.